Day here today. Good day to get on the Marks fan cam. Share your best game day pictures and videos on Twitter and Instagram using the hashtag MarksFanCam. You could be featured on the CFL on TSN. Visit tsn.ca/MarksFanCam for terms. Even some Cat fans made the trek. This is a good day to have a free giveaway for toques, by the way.
That was an interesting toque, the Mohawk toque.
19-2. 5.5 to go, third quarter. Alouettes still not very much in it. They need a spark in a big way here offensively. Tiger Cats have been very efficient, particularly in field goals.
Well, I'm starting to wonder, and again, we're not giving an alibi to Kevin Glenn on the short week and all that, but Tanner Marsh, Anthony Boone are on the roster, and you start to wonder if Kevin Glenn can't kickstart it here soon, do you throw Tanner Marsh out of there? He had a couple of late drives against Toronto. Now Toronto playing differently defensively at that point in the game.
Terrell Sutton.
Good start.
Plows ahead and carries some Cats with them. First down. Problem with the situation for Montreal is they need something to infuse some energy and some offense. And early in the season, it was about getting reps, but right now you don't need reps. You got to get a win.
No, this is a good start, a good effort here. Second effort, third effort, fourth effort from Terrell Sutton. So there's a good start to it. That should get the O-line pumped up and get them fired up. Now let's see if they can keep it rolling here.
Got to get S.J. Green involved, Fred Stamps involved. Oh, that's a dangerous toss, but it's caught by Sutton out of the backfield.
Eric Norwood had a shot at it. I think it surprised him that the ball whizzed right past his head. He just did his thing, which was getting straight up the field. And as he does that, he's right in the lane. He read this play, and just the ball went right past him.
Again, the Cats without Simone Lawrence for the rest of this ball game. Comes the heat again. Glenn under pressure, doesn't know what to do. Gives it off to Sutton. What a catch, what a play. First down and more for Terrell Sutton.
Oh, he got hit too.
Greg Butler, the hitman, delivers another blow downfield, but what a play. Kevin Glenn just dished it off at the very last moment.
I'm surprised. Yeah, Terrell Sutton's going to go and take a break here. He gets hit from behind by Eric Harris, and then in front by Butler. It was actually Caldwell who hit him from behind, but you saw how he got bent back like that.
11 touches, 94 yards for Sutton. So Steph Logan comes into the game. The Alouettes also have their other back, Brandon Rutley, that they sometimes employ with Sutton, but he's not on the roster today. He was a healthy scratch.
Yeah, he was scratched today.
So Logan is going to stay in the backfield here. And another critical second down for the Alouettes, who have not had much success, if any.
And the question here, Rod, is can Logan pass protect?
5 for 15 on second down conversions, penalty flag. Glenn, fumble football, picked up by the Tiger Cats. We'll have to wait on the flag here. Kevin Glenn looked like he may have hurt his arm as well. It was batted away. And the offense coming off the field. And they're still waiting the call here. It looks like it's a turnover.
Offside, 19 Montreal. Offside, 29 Hamilton. We'll replay the play. It'll be second down.
Well, they get a break here. They get a chance to replay it. Now, Kevin Glenn looked like he was a little nicked up as well after that play. He's going to stay in.
Trying to, that passing arm loosened up again. S.J. Green offside in the procedure call. Take a look at the hit that is causing Kevin Glenn some difficulty. Ted Laurent swats the arm. And his buddy Brian Hall comes up with the recovery, but offsetting penalties down over.
Again, second down. Achilles heel for the Alouettes. Another flag. Steph Logan spinning. Emmanuel Davis with the hit.
Might be S.J. Green again. He was very close, or was it a tie cat who jumped? I noticed Green as he was hitting the line there. He went right back to the official.
Offside. Hamilton, number 29. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
So they'll repeat second down, and now it's second and short. So a parade of flags here late in this third quarter.
Yeah, S.J. Green was in that neutral zone, but he just barely onside. He went to the ref pleading his case, and they looked at him, shook their head, and said, "No, you were fine." It was Hamilton that got the penalty there.
Sutton is back in the backfield with Glenn. He'll get the ball. Needs the first down, and he will get it, it looks like.
Larry, that's close. Larry,
The progression should be to the 25 and should be enough.
Anthony Cafiel obviously has just said, if we're going to get this offense rolling, we've got to go to 20. I mean, he is the consistent element. It's if Kevin Glenn is having some terminology issues, whatever it may be, this drive has been all about Terrell Sutton.
Kevin Glenn, who used to have so many battles, so many other teams against Anthony Calvillo through the years, now working in tandem, the all-time leader. First and 10. Alice. Glenn. End zone. S.J. Green cannot collect it. Had a shot.
Threw it really on a line to S.J. Green, but you're right, Rod. I mean, you know, S.J. Green has made so many highlight catches in his career. This one should be routine for him. I know Brandon Stewart was close and maybe got a finger on it, but he's made that one in his sleep.
How much would a touchdown right here change the complexion of this game?
He's dropped 3 this afternoon.
Doesn't help Kevin Glenn's first game as an out.
Look out.
Look out over the top. Samuel Jaguar, the former Tie-Cat. See where this spot is. It's going to be short of a first down by almost 2 to 3 yards. Time ticking down. Close to 30 seconds left in the quarter. And they're waiting to see what they're going to do
Still
here.
think you take the points.
They are taking the points.
Yeah,
it looks like.
you got a whole quarter to play. Lots can happen in a quarter. The crowd doesn't like it, but I think you take the points and finish on a positive. You finally got a drive together led by Terrell Sutton.
Well, we talked about Justin Medlock's efficiency inside the 40 this season. He's been perfect. So too Boris Beatty, the rookie kicker, born in France. Came to Canada at a young age and played at Laval.
Maybe you have something on.
Maybe. Tanner Marsh, the hold, the kick. And they take the points. They get the points. And it's a 2-possession game now.
You know, I like it. I like the decision by Jim Popp. I mean, I know they've got still a mountain to climb to come back in this game, 2 possessions, but you take the points. You've got a positive outcome from that drive because you've been struggling spinning your wheels on offense if you're Montreal. It also gives your defense a little bit of a lift. They're sitting on the bench. They got a nice rest there, and then they came away with points. We chipped away a little closer. That's what those defenders are saying. So they go on refreshed and pumped up a little bit to take on Jeff Matthews. I like the decision.
Should be the final play of the third quarter. Teams will change ends, and the Cats will then have the win.
You didn't tell me what you would do.
I would have done the same thing. Man. Take the points. As we saw yesterday in the Arnold game, that might have been a wise decision. Matthews is in trouble, and he's going down.
Defense gets pumped up. Positive turns into another positive, and Gabriel Napton has just been unstoppable. 3 sacks last week, 4 in the last 4 games, make it 5 in 5 games.
He's got his war paint on today. Napton with the sack. Only 1 touchdown in the ball game. That one right there, Sinkfield. A lot of heavy hitting going on. Owls need a couple touchdowns in this one. 9:45 heading to the fourth. We are heading to the fourth quarter in Montreal. The Alouettes need wins here down the stretch. The Hamilton Tiger Cats could take over first place in the CFL East if they can hang on. 19-5, a lot of field goals in this game, including that last field goal by Montreal. How do the Alouettes seize some momentum here offensively?
Two good defenses, of course, and that's why we're seeing the field goals. But that was the best drive the Alouettes have had all game long. It was 7 plays, 70 yards, over 5 minutes. Finishes with the field goal. So now their defense is fired up. They get a sack on first down. This is a big down on 2nd and long here. I know it's the beginning of the fourth quarter, but they get the stop here, get the ball right back to the offense. By the way, Terrell Sutton close to 100 yards from the line of scrimmage, so he was a big part of that last drive as well. But Montreal's grabbed a little bit of momentum, but this is a key down to keep it.
Here's the other side of the story for the Hamilton Tiger Cats and their young quarterback, Jeff Matthews. In an adverse situation, how does a young quarterback, is he able to finish a game? Should the Alouettes be able to muster something back? And again, it's all about learning steps for Jeff Matthews. When Kent Austin first saw him, when Kent was coaching in Cornell, he said immediately that this guy can play. He broke all the records in the Ivy League. And knew at the time that he just had the poise of a big league quarterback. See how he maintains that.
This is a big one right here.
2nd and long. Fourth quarter underway. Hamilton 8 for 16 in second down conversions, 50%. Over the top for Andy Fantuz, his second catch. Again, wearing that big cast, that brace on his right elbow.
Mission accomplished for Montreal. You know, they are going to get that first sack from Gabriel Napton and puts Hamilton in 2nd and long. They force him then to throw it underneath. That's where the read takes Jeff Matthews to Fantuz. Fantuz is tackled 3 yards short of a first down. That plays to the defender's hands, and they get the ball back.
Maybe the guy to inject some life will be Steph Logan. Bouncing kick, good kick by Medlock. Logan nowhere to roll. Penalty flag that flew late. Might be no yards here. Very close to it. Kevin Glenn trying to shake off the effects from that hit on that arm earlier. And looking to the wristband in the plays and adjusting to life as an Alouette.
Terrell Sutton on that last drive had over 40 yards on it. Big part of it. Do they go right back to the well?
Well, Samuel Giguere, top of your screen. B.J. Cunningham, the wideouts. Nick Lewis. S.J. Green, the slots. Looks for Nick Lewis. You know, you go to your security blanket when you need it, don't you? And that's something familiar for Kevin Glenn. The most success he's had in the air today has been to his old buddy, Nick Lewis.
And the same can be said about Jeff Matthews when he goes to Luke Tasker, his old buddy. You're right. I mean, they're guys that get their go-to receiver, they're familiar with. They know how they move. They know when they're coming out of their break, and they put the ball on them. And there's a comfort zone there, no question.
2nd and 4. They hand it off again, and Terrell Sutton has done yeoman work today on 2nd down. In fact, when they need a 2nd down conversion in tight, that's the guy they go to, Sutton, and he's, for the most part, been able to do this. He moves the sticks, first down.
Well, his last 2 big games were back in late August, early September, in games against the BC Lions. There were 2 and 3 games, and he had over 100 yards in both of those, but it's been a while since then. It kind of cut him loose.
Lennon shotgun again. Sutton stays in. Glenn now fires and should have been caught. Fred Stamps. Wide open underneath.
Well, I told you it'd be a player to watch, and Glenn had the protection. Look at the play out here by Josh Burke, the left tackle. He holds off Eric Norwood almost to a standstill off the edge, creates a throwing lane. It's there to complete that pass. Everything's set up for the execution of that play, and Fred Stamps dropped it.
Had to dive after it, but looked like it was on the money. There it is again, and another high toss. B.J. Cunningham can't hang on. Orlando Steinauer, you saw him on the sideline, celebrating that defensive effort from his side of the ball.
You know, you're right, Rod. I mean, that throw to Fred Stamps, a little bit out in front of him. Fred Stamps makes that catch all the time. That one's high and a little bit behind. That would have probably the tougher of all of them. S.J. Green's dropped 3.
It'll take a bit of time for the timing to start sorting itself out. Banks dropped downfield quickly by Jesse Joseph. 42-yard kick, 14-yard return, 12-12 remaining, 19-5 for Jeff Matthews and the Cats. Percival Molson Stadium, home of the Alouettes, hosting the Tiger Cats. Fourth quarter, 19-5. Hamilton trying to end a long drought of losing in La Belle Province. Anthony Woodson up the middle here.
If you're just joining us, Michael Ford is out due to injury. Injured in that first half, and so it's Anthony Woodson in the backfield. We're also seeing a little bit of Terrell Sinkfield in the backfield.
Tiger Cats 9 wins, trying to get to 10, take over first place in the East. Luke Tasker was in the backfield. Matthews looking there, then goes over the middle. What a toss for Woodson, who made a great catch. How about this from the rookie quarterback? Guns this in. 19 yards.
Lines up at the tight end spot, just shoots right down the middle. That's like basically a hot read. When Winston Venable drops outside of him, Jeff Matthews waits for him to clear and then puts it on.
Now into Montreal territory. They can get a touchdown here. It could pretty much salt this one away. And you know the Winnipeg Blue Bombers and BC Lions are cheering Hamilton on here today. Montreal's hopes of crossing over. Hamilton a win today clinches a playoff spot. They want first. They want a home field advantage for the Eastern Final. Lots of football left, though, the next 3 weeks. Big games upcoming.
Well, it's right now time for Montreal defensively.
How about these numbers for Jeff Matthews? 20 for 24, 234 in the ballgame. And he's sacked. John Bowman has his 11th of the season, the 94th of his great career.
And he just says to the new left tackle for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, Cord Howard, here, let me show you a couple of my moves. This one's called the rip and around and the sack. Cord Howard goes, okay, I got that one.
So
That's classic rip move. Rip where you just drive that lower arm right through the tackle. For Bowman, it was his left arm. And he just blows it up, just goes around that edge.
And joins Freddie Bishop of Calgary as Jamal Westerman has 15 sack leaders this season.
Just it's, you know, there's the swim,
Yep.
which is where you hit to the shoulder pad and then swim the other arm over top of the tackle. But let me show you the rip. Now this is that. Watch the left arm of John Bowman just drive through here, Howard. He'll come up hard and then drive that left arm through, get him turned, and now if Matthews doesn't step up, it's another sack for the great veteran John Bowman.
Well, there was a casualty on the play, though, and this could be costly. And Aaron Laverius is in considerable pain as he is being assisted off the field. Such a big part of this defensive line is Aaron Laverius.
He got hit by his own man. I just in that break, or in that last few seconds, to take another look. Here he is here, and I think Venable's going to fall right into him, get pushed down into the left leg.
Oh yes. Logan trying to find a crease, going backwards now, spinning Steph Logan. Well, he was dancing all over the place there. Picked up 7 yards on the return. 9.5 remain in Montreal. Al's down by 14 points. CTV. What a great day to be at the ballpark. A lot of young kids here on Toque Day, Hat Day.
We have a couple below our booth location.
They're having a blast here.
Oh yeah, they're dancing. There was one kid down there. He's eating 5 hot
Well,
dogs.
finally, they get Fred Stamps involved. 9:24 to go here, and the Alouettes again 5-9 against the Ticats 9-5. Coming in though, the Alouettes had beaten Hamilton twice this season, so looking for a season sweep here. It'll be tough sledding though. Down 14. 2nd and 3. Terrell Sutton's been the guy that they go to on 2nd down.